Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy. I'm a professional bridal makeup artist based in Nigeria. If you're new here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button below and turn on the post notification to get notified whenever we post. In this video, I'm going to show you how I achieved this beautiful traditional bridal inspired look on my gorgeous model. Before you start applying your makeup, the first thing you need to do is to gently wipe off your model's face or your client's face, as you saw me do in the beginning of the video. So firstly, I cleaned her face with wipes and micellar water. I went ahead to further hydrate her face with some hydrating serum. Then I went in with my Blossom Cosmetic moisturizer, the Moisture Essence. After that, I went in with the Mismetic Power Seal to seal in against oil and sweat. You can see me gently dabbing on her T-zone. Please avoid applying this under her. Next, I went in with my primer. I'm using the e.l.f. Grip Primer as my primer base. And then I went ahead to apply my foundation. I mixed a couple of foundation, about 3 different foundation. I used the Beauty by AD in 010 and 015. Also, I mixed in a little bit of the NYX Blonde to Glow foundation in shade Mocha. You can see how impeccable the match is. So flawless, you can't even tell she has foundation on. So don't be scared to go back and mix a couple of foundation. You know, most times we don't really get it with just one foundation, so don't be scared to mix a couple of foundation till you get your perfect match, something so seamless like what you're seeing right now. You can see me going in with a foundation brush to kind of spread and even out the foundation very well. I like firstly, blending first with a foundation brush before going in with a beauty blender. Here you can see me going in with my beauty blender to further smoothen out the foundation and create a more even seamless base. I'm using the Nude Beauty blushes in shade Coral and Ruby, I think so. I have to go back and check the exact shade. I'm using Nude Beauty because it blends like a dream. Like, you can see how it melts inside the skin. So you go with products that complement each other. You go with products that blend seamlessly with each other. I went in with my concealer. I think this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in shade Chestnut and the Nude Beauty concealer in shade 03. Shade 03 is more like a brightening shade, but not too much brightness because of her skin color, just a little bit to just lift up her eyes. If you watch closely, you can see my placement. Your placement matters a lot. How you place your product and the way you blend your product. What you blend is what you get. So you need to calm down and gently blend. Don't be scared to go back and blend. Keep blending, continue blending. If you feel the concealer under her eyes is so thin, you can as well go back and add a little extra. It's better for you to build up your products than to just add a whole lot of products that you cannot blend. I'm now showing you a triangle puff that I'll use to apply my setting powder under the eye. I'm going in thin layers. I'm going in layer by layer, like I'm building up my products, and you can see how seamless and smooth the under eye is. I didn't just go in and pack a heavy product and just put under the eyes. I'm going in layers, layer by layer. I'm showing you the white glam bronzing palette that I'll use as her contour. I'm using those 2 shades because those 2 shades will be the best for her skin tone. Remember, she's not too dark and she's not fair either. She's more like a caramel chocolate color, and those 2 shades I chose will be best for her. I wouldn't want to go into the dark shade because it will be too dark and maybe too harsh for the kind of look we are going to. Remember, we are going for a flawless bridal makeup look. It's time for her nose contour, and I'm using the same shades I used to contour her face. The same shades I show you from the palette. Yes, I'm using the same shades to contour her face to give it a very snatched look. Remember, we are going for a very nice bridal glam, something soft, something good, but something still snatched and well detailed. For her blush, I'm using the White Glam Beauty Cosmetics blush palette, the Cheeksy blush palette. I'm using like a coral baby pink shade and like a brown shade, and if you look closely, I'm applying this at the highest point of her cheek to give like a very subtle lifted effect, like a snatched effect on her face. For her overall face powder, I used the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in 58 and the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in shade Dark. After that, I went in with my Mismetic Silhouette Spray in Velvet Finish just to soak up all the powders on her face. And then I'm moving on to her eyeshadow. You can see firstly I applied a brown base. Any brown lipstick can go, any brown base can go. And then I went in with the Annie's Beauty Meet the Brown palette. This brown eyeshadow palette is a staple. I think every makeup artist, every freelancer should have this in their kits. It is such a good product. True to tone, not all those eyeshadow that will appear brown and then when you apply it on the eyes it turns grey. Yeah, so this one is really good. So I went in with my brown eyeshadow. I blended out her eye, did the transition and did the base. Then I went in with a White Glam pigment, a kind of pink chromatic pigment for her eyes, something to pop. Remember, we are going for the 1000th time, we are going for a traditional bridal inspired look, so it should pop. At least her eyes should pop. So I'm moving on to her brows, something soft and feathery, you understand, something nice and soft, not too much on my girl. I already did her lashes off camera and her liner. So one thing to note is I also smoked out her under eye. I did like a brown liner and then I smoked out with the same eyeshadow I used for her transition on her base, just to give it a soft smoky eye. Moving on to her lips, I'm using the Omari Code lip liner in, I can't remember the shade, but I'll go back and check, but it's like a deep chocolate brown shade because I really want the liner to pop. Like I want the brown shades to be there. Yes. Then I went in with a soft juicy pink lip gloss to top it up, and you can see me going back and forth with the blush, doing some finishing touches on her face just to make sure that everything marries each other. And then after that I went in with my Juba Cosmetics spray. I love this spray so much. You see how you mix all the powder disappear? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm still blending, still doing my finishing touches. I'm applying the mascara under her eye to make it pop some more. There's a little detail I want you guys to see. Are you seeing the pigment on her lower lash line? Yes, that's a little trick. If you want your eyeshadow to pop more, or maybe you did something basic and you want to add some spice to it, you can just add a little pigment on her lower lash line. take a look at this. This is so gorgeous, so gorgeous. Look at my model, so clean. I'll just let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.